Hi, everyone. This is an agent that should save a lot of time for a lot of you. It's a question that folks have been asking how to process CSVs. What if I have a list of items in a CSV file? Can I build an agent that will load those, loop through them, generate some output? Uh, I did an earlier video which showed how you could manually enter the items into a text area and then process that list. This one is around how to process a CSV. Um, and so again, I'll just take you through the steps in the action. I won't actually build this agent out. So the first step is you want to use the get user file. Prompt is upload your CSV. I'm going to output it into a variable called out underscore CSV. Um, and so that get user file is this one. It's in the user input. And so this basically allows the user to submit a file as an input. Then what I'm doing is I am now taking that CSV file, reading it. Currently, I've only figured out how to make this work with a CSV file with a single column of items. I don't know how it will work with a table. And then I give it instructions to basically ignore column headers, empty rows, blah, 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 and generate an output in this format. And this is critical. It cannot be JSON. I played around with JSON, but that does not work with the for loop. For a list to work in the for loop, it has to be in this square bracket, quotes, comma, separated format. And so the other thing is I tried doing this with GPT-4o Mini, and it tends to not return just this output. It tends to put text saying, oh, this is your expected output. So if you wanted to really follow your instructions, use GPT-4o, tends to solve that problem. And that then returns this list of items. And then from there, then after that, um, I basically call the for loop. This one you've seen from before. This is the list of items and passing, storing it in the loop variable for index. And then the rest of the process is the same as I did with the earlier for loop. Now that I have the list of items, then from that, I'm researching that particular item, generating a summary. Um, I am then taking that summary, putting it into a list so that I can now store the output in a list because otherwise it'll get overwritten because I'm looping through a series of items and then end that. And then after that, I'm just formatting it, saying, providing you with a research on a list of items. This is the research generated in a format that looks good. So if you were to look at the output, so I'll start over there. So I uploaded a file which had three people's name, Dharmesh, Tim Cook, and Roger Federer. And this is the output. And how it worked, you can see uh, get the user files. This, I'd love for it to show, but it basically shows you that the CSV file out.csv was loaded. This is the important step. You are highly skilled, blah, blah, blah. I am passing it all this information in the CSV, and you can see the response is square bracket quotes, and this is critical. If your response is in this way, then the for loop works perfectly. And then after that, I go into the for loop. This doesn't really tell you much, but basically, when you're seeing it run, you can kind of see it loop through. Maybe step three tells you that there are three items. I don't know what cursor into is. It's just hard to debug that part. And then from there, you can now see research. Each person returned short one paragraph. And so this was the last one that it did. And then it puts it into my list. And then you'll see the list now has Dharmesh's information, Tim Cook's information, and Roger Federer's information. So that's the output that I put in a list. And then after that, I send it to an LLM basically saying, I'm providing you with research done on these three folks. I'd like you to format the output. It should have this. And then this is the research that I provided it. And this is the output you get. Hope you found this useful. The key again is if you're loading a CSV file, you have to take it, process it, make sure it is in the square bracket, double quotes, comma, separated list. And that's that. Have fun.